about how good Masahiro Tanaka has been this season. He didn't look like himself tonight. What was the difference?
You know, the first couple of runs he gave up, he made some good pitches. Brantley had a couple of pitches, but then he kind of hung a slider to switch. And he left him fastball over the middle to Brantley later in the game. But the first couple of runs he scored, Brantley had some pretty decent stories.
You look early, it seemed like he was struggling a little bit. Then he settled in.
Yeah.
It seemed like he was going to be able to have one of those performances where he still gave you distance and kept it reasonable. Why do you think he wasn't able to do that tonight?
You know, I'm not really sure. It's hard to say. You're right. He did get on a roll in those, like innings 3, 4, and 5. The mistakes kind of caught up to him at that point. The one to switch and the one to grab back.
Do you just expect every pitcher is going to have an outing like this with just another mistake?
I mean, it happens. We know he's not going to be perfect. We understand that. We know how good he's been, but we know he's not going to be perfect.
But 5 days rest, we had talked about this span where he's going a couple times in 5 days. Do you think that has anything to do with it?
I don't know. It's hard to say. It's the first time that I think he's went a couple starts like this on 5 days, and there's one more expected of him obviously on Sunday. So it's the first time I think he's had this many days in a row. So it's an adjustment.
Concerned about after a couple starts in a row where he hasn't been what you've seen for 3 months?
No, every pitcher goes through that. I mean, if it goes for a long period of time, I think you become concerned. But every pitcher goes through it.
Joe, does the stuff look dramatically different to you?
Not really. It really doesn't. As I said, I thought the first couple runs he gave up pretty good pitches, and then he made some mistakes later on, but not a whole lot different.
Your offense scored a few early. I don't know if you had a run I hit after the third inning. Did Bauer do anything different?
He just settled down. He got ahead in the count. I thought he pitched well with his fastball and his curveball. It seemed like he was behind in the counts early in the game, and then he started getting ahead. It made a difference.
Joe, I'm sorry if I'm making you repeat yourself here, but are you saying this was just a bad night, or are you concerned that the back-to-back 4-day rest?
No, I just think he made a couple mistakes falling. It happens. So I think it's way too early to say that.
Joe, what have you thought of Michael Brantley the last couple of nights?
Oh, he's a really good player. I mean, he's a young player that's really developed into, one of the better outfielders in the game all around. So he showed why tonight. That's why he's an all-star.
Joe, do you think that the league may be getting a book on him, on Tanaka at all?
Well, obviously the Cleveland's never seen him. So, I mean, that's different. So, as I said, he made a couple of mistakes.
I'm surprised that after the first 2 innings, your offense didn't take more advantage of Bauer.
Well, he settled in. I mean, he really settled in. He's got really good stuff. And he started getting ahead in the count and using his fastball, like I said, effectively, and his curveball really well.
Ellsbury see something there that's usually not his to get caught stealing.
No, yeah, I'm not sure what happened there. You can't be the third out at third. We all know that.
Joe, obviously, you can't take anything for granted, but I mean, when you have Tanaka going, you must have a pretty good idea you're going to win.
Well, you have a pretty good feeling about him on the mound, definitely. But tonight wasn't the night, so you move on to the next start.
Gardner didn't look too pleased about one of his strikeouts. Ellsbury also talked a little bit to the ump. Did you have notice any fluctuation in the strike zone tonight?
No, I mean, I don't go and watch them, so it's hard for me to say. But I believe my hitters when they tell me they're not striking.